to the SEC, and things start to get a little bit faster, and it's kind of like over your head, and meetings and install. It's a lot to put in. So I mean, it's a lot on the young guy. I told him, just take your time. Watch me. If you need something, just let me know. I'll help you out. And but he's been learning real fast, so that's real good.
It seems like you've been here like 21 years now.
Yeah.
You talked about how it is when you're so young, but when you're in your 5th year, I mean, how do you get better? I mean, what are the finer points that can help you become even better?
Well, for me is, I got a lot of young guys, that's depending on me to help them out with the play. You look out there at some receivers, they might not know the play when the huddle's breaking. Now they're looking at you, and for me, I never had to, last year I didn't have to say, hey, Chris, this is what you got on this. Now I have to. I have to know everything. I have to be a coach on the field, as Coach Mullen would say. So, I mean, it's helping me out. I'm learning and going back through the learning process, so it's good for me, too.
How are those relationships with the wide receivers developing?
Oh, they're hungry. They're ready to work. And, I mean, you can tell they're out there making some plays for me and different things like that, and they're working real hard.
How often did you throw with them this summer? Because it almost seems like they kind of aren't frustrated. They know what's going on.
Oh, yeah. I told them, I said, when I held throwing sessions this summer, it was hard. It was hot. I pushed them because, I mean, you can throw all you want on air, but once you're going against the defense, it's a little different, so it's going to get a little tougher, and they've been handling it well so far.
You look at guys like Jamion and Robert Johnson, they haven't done a whole lot throughout their careers, but what do you see from the inside that gives you confidence they can kind of step into the league?
Well, I mean, Jamion and Rojo, they make big plays. They've done it before in games last year. So, for me, it's just, trying to let them understand you got to be a leader too. You got young guys, receivers that's looking up to you now. You're kind of like the Chad Bumpuses, and Cedar Clarks, Chris Smith, and people like that. So you got to be that guy. So, the young receivers are going to look up to you. So whatever you do, good or bad, they're going to do the same thing.
I know this is the other side of the ball, but you and Nico both been here for a long time.
You got one more minute with him?
And he's kind of transitioning into that leadership role. Have you seen that a little bit? He seems to be taking it on pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, sometimes at 7-on-7, Nico, he'll tell me, hey, let me know if I'm doing something wrong. Let me know if I'm showing the blitz too early or different things like that. And, he's definitely a leader over there on the defense, and he's been doing a good job of that.
All right.
Hello. How'd you like Tyler working with your freshman today? That
I thought it was really good. I thought it was really, really well. Great teaching by Tyler for the young, for Damien. Great learning experience. See how things are done. See what we expected. I thought it was really good.
What's kind of the goal? I mean, when you split up practices, what are you kind of mainly looking at?
Well, it gives us the opportunity to get a lot of teaching done. And, when you teach, you've got to be able to do it. One thing is to put it on the board, show film, go through it, but to actually do it and see their reaction time is critical.
Dan talked about wanting to get to see that juice and energy on the practice field. Did you see that here today?
I did. I really did. I think with our older guys we did for sure. I'm sorry. But the younger guys, they're learning. They're coming through it, and they're starting to understand what we expect.
You like that? The pitch and catch combination seemed to be working out real well. Tyler had some stuff go on in the summer, and it seems like there's not a lot of guys shaking their head and confused out there.
Well, again, right now we're going more into knowing what to do with our young kids. How to do it's next step, and then why we do it's the final step. So right now we're knowing what to do. You can see a lot of coaches around the huddle running, telling kids exactly what to do. They've got to translate that from the meeting room onto the field.
You see a guy like Jamion who's got to step into a bigger role. Hasn't been overly productive the last couple of years. What do you see that's different with him that gives you confidence he can be that guy?
Chad Bumpus is gone. I mean, you ask he didn't get much chance to play because Chad was out there. But he had a great chance to learn from Chad. Now it's his turn to step up.
What do you think you picked up from Chad?
Well, again, just route techniques, running, how to get open. Those are big parts of being successful. When you see someone else do it and you can replicate that, it really helps.
How much does it help that?
Last question from Les.
At 50-year senior like Tyler Russell.
Oh, absolutely. Great. Mechanics of the huddle and coming up the line of scrimmage and getting all that done is really easy because he does that all the time. And he's been doing it for 4 years, so it's really easy for him. Some of those kids are just going through the minute parts of in the huddle, play call, letting the receivers leave. Those are things that you're having to teach them rather than actually teaching them to play at times because they're trying to get everything done. There's a lot of information sent to them one time.
Day-to-day, you're very active with the group, every position group, especially the defensive backs. Just to kind of take us through that process of what you're getting they ready for?
Just trying to see everything. You know, we got a great group of coaches, and just get the players flying around. We got some new guys that we're expecting some big things for. So the key thing for us with Coach Mullen is we give relentless effort. So when the play's going, I'm usually running, chasing somebody, and getting the action started.
What do you like about your linebacker group, though? Those are a lot of veterans that you don't really have to teach right now. You just kind of are reinforcing.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, we got some good ones like Bernard McKinney right there. Skinner, we've got a lot of length. You know, Matt Wells is 6'3", Bernard 6'5", Skinner 6'4", the Brown brothers 6'2", 6'3", so we've got a lot of length. We got a lot of depth in that group. The freshman we signed, Des Harris, is doing really good. You know, we signed him, he was 6'3", 210, 211. He's now, I think he was 228 after practice yesterday. So, I mean, I think he's going to be a good one down the road.
And Matt stepping in for Cam there, does his role change much at all last year? Matt Wells, does his
Look, I don't know if anybody knows yesterday, but every single linebacker that was in the top 3 played every position yesterday. So it doesn't matter what position they are. I mean, they all played Sam, they all played Mike, they all played Will. In the past, I haven't done that with Bernardrick. Yesterday, Bernardrick was out there playing Sam backer, all 6'5" of him out there covering Jamie on. Did a decent job. So the more exposure we can get them at different things, the more complete player they become.
Well, what does Matt bring to the table for you this year with the experience and just being all over the field
Well,
like he's been?
The thing in the past with Matt, he's been ridiculously fast, explosive kid, but didn't have a ton of confidence.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all saw him out there today. He was running his mouth for a full hour and a half, which I hadn't seen in 3 years, and I absolutely loved it. So once he adds that part to his game, I mean, he's one of the most explosive kids in the SEC.
Yeah.
Now the confidence is caught up with that, so I think the sky's the limit for Matt.
Joe was telling us that D'Amico and Preston are racing each other, each drill and whatever. What have they kind of brought to the leadership?
Well, I mean, they're both great kids. You know, they're tremendous off the edge, giving us pass rush. D'Amico's bulked up to 265, 270, so in the run game, he does a really good job now. Just the leadership, the attitude, the mentality. You know, Ryan Brown played a lot last year, but AJ and Torrey Dell and those guys really didn't. So getting Chris Jones, a kid like that, all 6 whatever of him, and 310 pounds, and he's just running around moving like a deer. They had a bootleg today. He jumped like 40 inches off the ground. I swear he was 12 feet in the air, so it was he's a pretty impressive
How
kid.
much does it help having like Preston or D'Amico?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they're great leaders. They're great kids. They've been in the program. You know, D'Amico played 1 year for us. Preston's already played 2, and I think they're doing a good job.
I know for a couple of years Cam was valuable not just because he was a good player, but because, you know, the cerebral aspect, you know,
Absolutely.
calling that. Who takes over that role? Who do you think?
I think they all do, but Philando Bohan is one of the most football knowledgeable kids on the defense. Skinner's come, you know, from his freshman year. Skinner, when he was run, he would you know, play pass with pass, he'd play run. Skinner's sniffing out screens, making plays, seeing things a half second before the play even starts. So I think they all have that right now.
Usually we talk about players getting better for the year. Watching Deshae out there, he looked even more confident from spring to now.
Right.
Is it getting to know players better? And
I mean, he's a complete coach. He was a great player. He played 13 years in the league just because he knew every single position. He would go sit in during training camp after his 4th or 5th year. During training camp, he wouldn't really go meet with the DBs. When the D-line would meet, he'd go meet with the D-line. When linebackers would meet 1 year, he'd go meet with the linebackers. So he knows the whole part of the game, and just seeing him from the spring, like you were saying, to now, the confidence, and he's got a ton of swag. I don't know if y'all know that about Deshae, but he got a lot of juice, a lot of energy. I think we're starting to see that on the practice field.
What was it like trying to show them the ropes?
I mean, being a leader, all us Skinner, all us just trying to get the young guys to execute the plays, know their assignments, and just play hard.
What do you think about their athleticism?
They are very athletic. Des Harris, he's just coming in. Richard Brown, Beniquez, they're playing good. They're getting in the playbook. So yeah.
You look at what Matt Wells brings to the table, and just he's stepping into Cam's old spot. But how much can he bring to the defense? This is being all over the field.
Matt Wells, he's a great kid. He's fast. He's very athletic. He can hold receivers. He's a hard-nosed football player. He's very competitive.
What have you seen from the defensive line in front of you that's kind of impressed you so far?
D'Amico, Preston, P.J. Jones, Caleb Hughes, they're all great. They open up the run field to free the linebackers up. The pass rushing, they're getting better every day.
It's only been a couple practices. We know Cam was kind of the guy that kind of led the linebackers last year. I guess that's more on you now. So what kind of changes are you trying to make to be that guy?
As a linebacker unit, we're just gonna work on me, Skinner, and Matt. We're just gonna he's not gonna be a one-man role. We're just gonna work together as a unit to push everybody.
when you people have been talking about how Danico and Preston have kind of taken over a leadership role in that defense. Have you seen that? And if so, what have they done?
Oh yeah, I've seen it a lot. I mean, Preston. I mean, they every day they competing every day. Who can see who can get to the quarterback the fast, and see who can make the most plays. They're very competitive.
I did see guys.
Oh, come on. Now, why is that?
This is they in the slot, man. Slot the position.
Rojo, if you have a 10 o'clock class, I'm gonna have to run after
I ain't
next
got no
practice.
No, you tell me in the class. But what do you think of the new kids?
Oh, I love Fred, BJ, Bear. I mean, we took them on our wing when they first got here or something, and they doing pretty good.
Roger, how are you handling? This is your third position coach since you got here. So how are you handling that?
I think I'm handling pretty good here. I think he's one of the most hardest. He is the hardest. He's the hardest.
What's
it's a good thing. It's good.
what's different about him than the other guys you've had?
I'll say all the coaches we had, they were about business, but it's just something about coaching us. He's hard nosed.
Do you play your position because you're more physical because that's tight inside? I mean, more guys in contact because it looked like you bulked up, you got the body to handle contact.
Yeah, I do, and I say all of us got to deal with contact, so it's all even.
Robert, what's kind of, you may have answered this already, but your impressions of the young guys, I guess, Shelby and Fred and DJ?
They all tall and got speed and got great hands, but I think they all of them good athletes because I think they'll fit very well.
How much are they in your ear every day?
They right behind me in everything I do, so anything they ask, I gotta be the one to answer the question.
How different of a role is that for you? Because that was you a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was, and now it feels good for young guys looking up to you and just try to be a leader.
I know you've had
Just act like a country boy from Houston, basically.
Yeah, like a regular person.
Yeah, I
country boy.
On the you describe your relationship on the field with Danico. I mean, I saw sometimes you guys were high-fiving and you guys were always kind of in each other's faces during the practice. What's that relationship like?
We're just trying to motivate each other each and every play, to keep each other going, because sometimes, somebody always just need that little motivation to keep them going when they're down, or, they just need a little somebody to pick them up, to help them keep going.
I was doing something on Matt Wells, and Jeff said he's got a lot more confidence that he won't shut up during practice. I'm sure you're hearing him in your ear all practice, aren't you?
Yeah, Matt Wells is a good guy. He likes to talk. Now he's talking more. He's more verbal.
Yeah, so do you just feel like there's more confidence? He knows where to go, what to do, all that stuff?
Yeah, I think, everybody's starting to get in that comfort role, and Matt, everybody get a little bit more confident, start talking more. Because first, you really don't know what to do, you kind of a little shy.
Yeah.
I think he done broke that shell.
I got you.
In those competitive, kind of friendly competition races between you and Danico, how many times have you won? How many times have you won?
It's kind of been a tie.
How much does it fuel you, and how much does it fuel him to have just that friendly rivalry?
It's good because it keeps us on our toes, trying to work hard every day to try and beat each other out, make each other better, because we are always trying to be, the best in our position. So we both got the same kind of goals, so we try to make each other better each day.
How much do you see the younger guys maybe feeding off of that?
They really look up to it, and I see them trying to get somebody they can compete with, and they all trying, find a little partner they can compete with and trying to be, better.
Thank you, Preston.
No problem.